Hello, everyone. It's Monday, April 20th, 2020. I'm Karen Connolly from the Scituate Board of Selectmen. I'm coming to you via Zoom. Jim Boudreau, our town administrator, is also coming to you via Zoom. So, Jim, if you could give us an update on what the status of COVID-19 is here in Scituate.
Sure, a couple things. First, I apologize for the poor lighting. I did have a home office set up, but my son has taken that for his schooling. So I'm in the pantry with the washing machine for my home office. The reason I didn't go into the office today is we are actually deep cleaning the town hall. Today is Patriots Day. The office is normally closed today, so we took this opportunity to get in there and just clean it because we do have employees in and out during the week. We do not have anybody in the town hall who has tested for COVID-19, tested positive, but we just felt out of an abundance of caution this would be a good time to clean the office and make sure everything's been disinfected. So that's why I'm here at home. We do have some good news from Scituate on the COVID-19 front. On Thursday, we had 54 cases of COVID-19. When I did the update Thursday morning, we got one additional case on Thursday, and that is the last case we have got. We had no new cases on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So right now we stand at 55 cases. That is a tribute to the good work that everybody's doing. Keep it up. I was down the harbor yesterday. I was a little concerned about the amount of people that were out and about. They did seem to be social distancing, which is good. But if you're going to be in crowds like that, it makes the social distancing hard. You should wear a mask if you're going to be in areas where there's a lot of other people, whether you're outside or not. So keep that up. The lighthouse, again, a little crowded, but we're going to have a couple days of, I think, bad weather, which, as much as my wife hates it, it keeps people inside and keeps those numbers down. We are in the surge, according to the governor. The state's numbers are still going up, but we're hoping this is the peak and it's going to start coming down on the other side. So that's good. Please keep it up. As we said last time, we have a COVID-19 webpage on the town's website. Just go to the website, scituatema.gov, click on the red banner. That will take you right to the COVID-19 webpage and give you all sorts of links and information to where to go and what you need to do during this pandemic. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time on anything else. We are scheduled this week to start our paving. That is going to be weather dependent. Now the weather's not going to be so good the next couple of days, but we are going to be starting that paving program over the next couple of days or a week or so. So you should see pavers out there depending upon the weather and the asphalt plants. We did tell you where they're going to be. I'll tell you again. Manlot, Manlot Road from 380 Country Way, Oceanside Drive from First to Turner Road from Oceanside Drive to the parking lot, First Parish Road from the common to the railroad tracks, and that includes sidewalk repairs, Torrey's Lane, and Captain Pierce Road from Country Way to Curtis. And that will be getting underway within the next couple of days or next week, depending on the weather.
Great, thanks, Jim. A question about the face masks. Is it mandatory or is it up to people's discretion? People seem to be getting upset when they see people without masks. Some people get upset when, and the social gathering thing. We've had some people have gotten in touch with me about the fact that people are congregating at the Lucky Finn, the deck, as tempting as it might be. That's private property, right, Jim?
Yeah.
And so it's up to them to sort of keep the area clear, right?
You need to police your social distancing in private settings. If everybody shows up at a park that the town owns, we can send the police and move them along. But people just need to be smart. If you're going to be in a setting like that, you should have a mask on. Social distance. So, the Lucky Finn has their guidelines. You're supposed to go in, get your drink, and leave. I've been there for coffee since it started. They've been very good about it. So people need to keep their social distance. They need to move along. We have looked at mandating masks. I know some other towns have done that. There's really nothing in the statute that allows us to do that. People need to be smart. We don't want to be Big Brother telling everybody what to do.
Right.
You be smart about this. If you go someplace that there seems to be a lot of people, go someplace else and come back later.
Right.
We need to keep smart. The numbers are good in Scituate, so we need to keep it up.
Right. It would be too bad to have done all this hard work of keeping apart only to have it fall apart because we're getting impatient. And everyone's getting a little impatient and a little cranky, but I think we just have to keep our spirits up, right?
I don't blame them. I see it. I have 3 kids at home, and they're all trying to do their schooling, and it really means that I have to go to the office because all 4 of us can't be on the Wi-Fi at the same time.
Right.
The kids need to get out. The parents need to get out. I understand that. But when you get out, be smart about it.
Right. Okay, thanks, Jim. A couple of things have come up. Boating season is coming, and I know there's been a bit of quite a few questions about what it might mean to the boaters in Scituate in terms of the marinas, private, public, canoes versus boats. So if you could just sort of give us some idea as to where we stand now, all by which way of saying that everything could change. So, you know, what we
Everything right
know
now, the
now.
governor's stay-at-home order goes through May 4th. The opening of our marinas is May 15th. That's our standard opening time. We are putting the docks in. We are getting ready to open. We are looking for guidance. We are hoping by then that we'll be able to open the marinas. I think we will. Absent anything from the state, we will set up guidelines for how people can access the marinas. So we're hoping to be open, but right now we're going on the assumption that the marinas will be open. And that includes the boat ramps and things like that. But it will have to be with social distancing and with people maintaining that.
So it's like the golf course. We're making sure that everything's ready to go when it can go.
Yeah,
And
and the
that's our
golf
goal.
courses, when they originally came out with the stay-at-home order, golf courses could open.
Yeah.
And then shortly thereafter, they said no, golf courses can open. So I would expect if we get the marina open, we'll probably be able to open the golf course too, with some strict rules around social distancing. One person to a cart, no picking up the flagpole, don't put your ball into the cup, things like that. And then we'll disinfect everything when people come back. So
That's a good rule about the golf cup.
yeah,
Then you don't have to make your putt, right?
just say you get close enough and pick it up.
Yeah, close enough.
What you do is you pull the cup out of the ground so the ball hits the cup, and that's considered in the cup.
Okay.
Reaching your hand into the cup to pick your ball up with someone else's ball. So, we're hoping for some guidance between now and then, but as of right now, I would say the marinas will be open on the 15th, but that is subject to change.
So on another hot topic, the seniors hours at the transfer station. I've seen some comments about, just because I'm over 60 doesn't mean I need senior hours. However, I think we're doing it simply as an accommodation, right?
Yeah, it's the same as the supermarkets out of an abundance of caution. Right now, they're the vulnerable group for an age group for the COVID-19. I know my kids haven't seen their grandmother except to drive by an Eastern wave out the window. So
Right.
I'd take the vulnerable group and separate them and give them their own time, just like we do at the supermarket. So it's going to be tomorrow from 8 to 10. We ask people to respect that. We're not going to be checking anybody's ID if someone pulls up. We're not going to say, you're 45, you can't come in.
Right.
We are asking people to respect it. If seniors want to go, whenever they want to go, they can.
Right.
Start out of an abundance of caution to carve out some time for them to provide them a little extra security, a little extra safety, that we would try to do that. So tomorrow it's from 8 to 10, and then next week it'll be on Monday.
Okay, because the transfer station is closed today, right?
Transfer
Because of the
station is closed.
holiday.
It's Patriots Day, correct?
Yes, always the big question, is the transfer station open? Jim, property taxes, they are
Yep.
due on May 1st, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct. The board has not taken up the property tax relief measures. There are a couple. One would be to delay the payment of property taxes to June 1st. The other allows the town to delay penalties and interest from May 1st to June 1st if you don't pay on time. We will take those up in one of our next agendas. The issue really is the banks. Town is getting calls from Wells Fargo. The town is getting calls from Citi asking if we're going to put off the payment date for taxes. Those banks already have your money. We've paid them our escrow to pay the bills. So we don't want to give them relief. That's not who it's designed for. We want to do it for the taxpayers of Scituate who are having a hard time. But it will be
Right.
on the agenda either the 28th or the first week in May.
Right, because we do not have a selectmen meeting this week because
Correct.
normally it's school vacation week. So that's why there isn't a meeting tomorrow night, but it is next week, the 28th, and it will be a remote meeting,
Right.
we assume.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Just quickly, there are a number of construction projects going on in town. People are asking which ones can go forward, which ones can't. And without having to go through every single one of them, can you just give us a general sense of, what kind of progress is or isn't being made at some of these projects? Lawson Green, the senior
So
center.
Lawson Green is housing. That is exempt. The senior center, we believe, is a public works project, so we believe that can continue. As I said before, we have asked for specific guidance on that. We have not received it back yet. So until such time as we receive that guidance, It's not in the town's interest to tell the contractor to stop working. So the OPM is following up on that, but Lawson Green is housing. That will continue. Again, the senior center, the berm down at Squashkit has been bid. That is about ready to go, so we should see that. That is something that needs to be done because of a timing standpoint with the permits and things like that. And then the other big project we're working on is the Cedar Point sewer. But the issue with the Cedar Point sewer is we have to have a town meeting to appropriate the additional funds that it's going to cost to get that done. So
Right.
in the process, we're going to get ready to go to bid with that shortly, but we do need town meeting to appropriate money before we can start that project.
Are people getting notices about easements so that the laterals can be put in down there?
Yeah, so everybody down there should have, or will be getting a letter from the town about the laterals. We are going to replace those laterals. It's a very complex project, needing to keep the two systems going at the same time. There's over 130 laterals down there. We can't wait for one person to do it one time or one person to do it the other, to make sure they're all done right. So we're going to do them as part of the project. So people need to allow us to come on the property, replace those laterals, and get the project done.
Okay, great. Well, Jim, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. And I just want to say to everyone out there, your town hall is working hard on your behalf. It may not seem like there's a lot going on, but there certainly is. And I want to thank everyone in town hall, especially you, Jim. You've been working, I think. Have you had a vacation in the past 2 years?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really talking about vacations.
I know, but a little time off might.
We're getting business done, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
People know we're getting business done, not regular business. It's not a regular day, but the essential stuff that people need, we're getting done. As we said before, right now we are not doing the water turn-ons, and that is simply that we do not want to expose our employees to other people. And look, 90% of the hookups will be done. You'll never have to see anybody. You'll never have to deal with anybody. But it's those couple where the gate breaks or something breaks, and now all of a sudden my entire water department is down there working on a water main break, and we start worrying about getting people contaminated and cross-contaminated. So we said we'd hold that through the surge, which is this week, where we evaluate it. And then once the Board of Health says, yeah, it's probably okay to do, we'll start turning those water services on. But I know some people have said, we're trying to keep people out of town.
No.
Nothing to do with that. Some of those houses are people who live in town. It's just that we have a very small water department. We're working on an A and B schedule to keep those people apart. We don't want to risk something happening when they go out and turn these services on. Our ability to produce water.
Well, I guess I'll close by saying none of us want to make life more difficult for anyone else, but a little patience will go a long way, including with your own family and your friends and everybody. So thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. And thanks to Seth for setting this up. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Thursday.
All right. Bye, everybody.